Hi, my name is Tomas. I come from Slovakia, and by accident we found a customer insight system that turned out to be really nice staff or employee engagement tool. And we just signed one of our biggest customers, which is JYSK, or I think it's Dänisches Bettenlager in Germany, rolling in 53 countries and 3,000 stores soon. So let's start with the problem as I found it 5 years ago. I realized there is a lot of kids dreaming about becoming, Dr. Houses and Ellie McBeals and being astronauts. For example, myself, I wanted to be a garbage man. But think about kids who wants to be call center agents, for example. Who wants to become a shop assistant? There is no many children dreaming about it. And it is quite understandable. It's a tough job, it's emotionally demanding job, it's usually low-paid job, and what I see as the biggest problem, there are no hero stories. There are no role models you look up to as like, I would like to be as this lady at Tesco's. So, asking me, being an HR manager in retail business, like big thanks, no. So today's agenda, I will focus much more on simplicity and about how to gamify and engage thousands and thousands of frontline employees. There are many books and experts thinking and writing about complicated patterns, how to gamify your company, how to gamify people. There is many books written about it, but we will switch that because this is what I perceive as a wrong interpretation of gamification. People used to think about gamification as a technique how to get more performance out of stuff. And it is usually connected to a rewarding scheme. Okay, if you make these targets and you will get this or that. And this is what I feel, based on my own experience 5 years ago, as completely wrong. What I see as a true interpretation is to put on place a system that will make your employees enjoy what they are doing. So basically to link gamification to their happiness. This is the reality. Companies, trying everything to get higher revenues. We will come up with this new product, or we will have this new process implemented into the field, or we will start promoting this and that. But what I see as the biggest problem is companies forgetting people. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the most simple gamification ever created, and it is called recognition. I would like to say thank you to my employees. 1 in 10 managers have any tool or system on place that allows them to basically give recognition to their employees. My question would be, how often do you get nice words from your managers? Or how often do you get it even in a structural way? Do your employees feel recognized? Or if you are an employer yourself, do you give recognition to your employees? Those are crucial questions to start with to tackle down the problem. And now is the surprising moment. It is not about who is gamified, but basically who gamifies, so who gives the recognition. Typically, this is what would you expect, yeah? This is the guy responsible for all of the recognition to happen on place. The problems with managers is they don't even have time to speak about problems, not to have time to speak about the nice stuff going on within the company. So this is where company think where the money is. This is typical ratio of feedback coming to any company. We have huge corporates like E.ON, RV, Telecom, Orange, etc., etc. There is like 12 countries. The green ones is the thank yous, or positive feedback, and the orange ones is the negative feedback. No matter time, no matter season, no matter country, no matter vertical, people are basically positive. And this is what all the companies are dealing mostly with, negative feedback. But this is where the money really is. If you look at kind of the Forrester and Gartner kind of stuff, you will realize that 67% of employees put recognition above monetary reward they get, and they forget it. Even in such a small country as Slovakia, we already understood it. This is a screenshot I made at some random daily newspaper writing about already employees and urge to recognize them for the good work. So now is the question, okay, we agree that managers, they don't have time to share the positive energy. Who is responsible to do so? It is directly your customers. And this is how you are going to make it happen. First of all, you need to have a system that is able to collect feedback per specific employee, and you are supposed to do it on daily transactional level. So it is not like to ask for a feedback once a year and check done, that's it. You need to do it like constantly. And once you collect enough positive feedback, then you need to find a way how to distribute it to your employees, and then create access to it so they can easily reach to it via dashboards. And then this is the final stage when you can end up, which is let employee compete against each other. So how are you going to collect enough positive feedback? Forget about bag recalling. People don't want to be, bothered while shopping, driving, etc. By today's standard, the #1 practice for leaving feedback is email communication. People are getting resistant to mobile phones due to telco operators, so we are currently experimenting with feedback via WhatsApp and Viber. Then you need to distribute the positive feedback. Typically, it looks like that. Customer sends a negative feedback and the manager does nothing. Better companies, they respond to customers, so they feel okay, there is somebody caring about me. Then, when this is what we changed completely, we put an employee in the direct triangle, and when the positive feedback comes, it doesn't go only to manager only, but real time, it is distributed to employee. And as you saw before, it's hundreds, thousands of feedback weekly, yearly that coming to company. And this system also allows, when the negative feedback came, you can open it to employee and you can start discussing with the employee about the feedback. And imagine this, a customer says thank you to employee about this or that. And imagine even manager saying a personal hello to employee, hello Marta, I just saw you got a perfect thank you for a customer. Good job, keep doing on that. Now, this is example of how you can gamify them via dashboard. So when they log in, they can see their current statistics, how many feedback they got, and they can even see how they're doing within their team or the whole company on the regional, district, or country level. Here is the example case study, how we did with many of companies. So I took as an example OTP Bank. It was in Hungary. So after I called my bank about some stuff, I got an email, and this is the trigger point. I already saw a picture of an agent I spoke to, and I could easily say thank you or send suggestion how to improve. Then when I am sending thank you, I don't need to explain why am I thanking for, but 95% of people always explain thankful, helpful, patient, etc., etc. And then there are also world metrics like customer effort score, CSAT, NPS, etc., etc. Pretty simple. And now just an example of feedback that your employees can get. I selected 3 or 4 that came recently. At Orange. Please, would you go to an agent and apologize for me because I acted as an asshole? Imagine that kind of feedback, or imagine that agent without that kind of feedback, and how her day is, and when she receives such a feedback after a few hours. I would like to say thank you for this agent with patience with me, 90 years old lady. We actually called the Eon and checked this lady was 90 years old. She broke the record because the previous guy, he was only 88 years old. When he sent feedback via Staffino, he even dialed up and called to headquarters asking if he received his feedback. So it's just like a make sure it was delivered, yeah? So, and this one is in installment company Home Credit, and actually some agent offered to pay a debt. Well, and those are the micro stories you want to identify, you want to share, you want to nurture through all around the company. Well, and then you can make it public with the different dashboards. For example, we can show on a screen to the specific team what's going on, what kind of feedback is coming. Some companies, they just going to the offline world, they make like stickers and they put it all around their working offices. This is Slovak National Finance Administration. They, by the way, scored the highest conversion rate. They got 25% conversion of feedback requests sent. So it means like 250 customers on 1,000 customers. And they give a special metal plaquettes for the best agents on call center every year. Well, academics say a lot that, for example, companies that have this strategic recognition tool, they have much better productivity results. Even it influences the turnover of staff. With Staffino, you can get, or with strategic recognition program, you can turn it down by 25%. Well, and if we speak like, for example, business, this is O2 telco operator. When we started 2 years ago, the dissatisfaction of the clients were around 10%. And when we are right now is somewhere around 4%. So you can see that this spreading the positive culture helps you get rid of not really best employees and using the good example as leading example. For example, who is aware about CSAT metrics? 85% of satisfaction, like hitting 4 and 5 star of satisfaction. The world benchmark is 85%. Orange was struggling to get there for years, lumbering around 75 to 81. Since implementing Staffino, they did nothing. They just start spreading this positive energy. They are constantly above 90% on CSAT. Well, and there are many other examples how it makes profit for the company. For example, this kind of feedback system will help your big company not to be anonymous anymore, some cold corporation. Because thanks to this micro relationship, it's like a dear Barbara helped me, this Antoinette helped me with that. So customers create a micro relationship with employees. This is like a completely sick. In Eon, after pilot, they had thousands of customers sending thank yous for being upsold. Yeah, thank you very much. You told me about new bulbs your company just introduced. I was not aware about it. Yeah, and you want to use this example in a positive way to show that okay, you are not bothering people. You can actually make the customer happier by doing that. And there are also sophisticated gamification techniques, as you probably were spoken to with previous speakers, and we are just experimenting with it. Like, for example, employees that got the longest feedback, that got 10 positive feedback in a row, who got the latest night feedback, etc., etc. So we put around this badges recognition kind of stuff, only around feedback from from customers, and you can see, okay, Katrina is hyper-typer hero for this week, and you can announce winners on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. It's completely up to you. So, if there is one thing I would like you to remember, is this. Anywhere where we come and we say, yeah, we have new feedback system in place. This is how 300, 400, 1,000 employees or agents look like. But after 3 months of running Staffino, this is how employee feel. I got a call the other day from an agent from one big corporation. Like, your Staffino is broken down. I went into our developer's room, I shouted all around the place, and after 3 hours, guys came in, and I knew I will be for an idiot right now, and they just said, you know, this guy didn't get positive feedback for 4 days, so he feels like Staffino is broken. So don't forget about positive feedback. It was because it's what makes the difference. If there is something you would like to ask, shoot me a question. We have like 9 minutes left. Thank you.